This is the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, and here's everything you need to know about it. So right now I'm actually in a hotel room in San Jose, California, because I'm getting ready to attend the Samsung Galaxy Unpacked event where they're actually going to be announcing this phone. But actually a few days ago, Samsung was so kind as to give me early access to the S25 Ultra so I could get some footage and information about the phone to share with you guys. Now, just like normal, there are 3 new phones this year: the Galaxy S25, the S25 Plus, and the S25 Ultra, although in this video I'm going to focus more so on the Ultra. And by the way, if you do plan on picking up one of these devices, I will have affiliate links in the description of this video, and if you use my link, you'll get a $50 Samsung credit if you didn't already claim that credit in the pre-reserve period. And using my link does directly support me, actually fairly significantly, so I would highly appreciate it. But first up, you can see here that we definitely have a very familiar design, although there are a couple differences. So the Ultra now has flat rails all around the phone, kind of similar to last year's regular Galaxy S24, and actually this seems like it's been a trend in a lot of smartphones, including iPhone, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of dig it. You can also see that the corners are now more rounded as opposed to that more boxy feel that we had last year. And by the way, we do still have titanium like we did last year, which is nice. Now, as for the screen, we do have thinner bezels, actually 15% thinner than last year, along with actually a slightly larger display at 6.9 inches now. The front glass does get a bit of an upgrade with the 2nd generation of Corning Gorilla Armor, along with a new generation of their anti-reflective coating. And by the way, I don't think I've seen any other smartphone company add this anti-reflective treatment onto their screens, and it's like low-key a game changer. Now, on the inside of the phone, we do have the new Snapdragon 8 Elite for Galaxy processor. Now, we've seen phones with the Snapdragon 8 Elite come out in the last few months, but I guess this one is a specific version tailored for Samsung. My assumption is it's maybe a slight overclock specifically for the Samsung devices. Now, most of the cameras on the phone are actually the same as last year. So we have that same 12 megapixel selfie camera. We have the 200 megapixel main camera, the 10 megapixel 3x lens, the 50 megapixel 5x lens, although the ultra wide lens has been updated from 12 megapixels to now a 50 megapixel camera. Now, also inside the phone, we do get a larger vapor chamber to improve cooling, and I assume that combined with the better efficiency of the new processor will just be even more better cooling. I think the only other hardware change on the phone, and this one might actually be a little disappointing, but yeah, the rumors were true, and they did remove Bluetooth from the S Pen. The Pen still does have a button on it, but I assume we're not gonna get like the air commands or like the remote shutter with that button anymore, which might be disappointing to people, but personally, I don't know if I ever used that. Maybe I used it once, who knows? So we've talked about physical design changes, we've talked about hardware changes, but now, of course, we can't be in 2025 and not talk about AI software changes. So first up, they have what they're calling like a personalized AI agent. So it can basically learn who you are and what you do and give you recommendations based on you. So there's now this new thing called the Now Brief, and this can be in a widget on your home screen, but it can also show up in the dynamic island looking little Now bar at the bottom of your lock screen. And essentially it'll just give you information based on what it thinks is relevant to you. So for example, if it knows that you go to work every day at 8 a.m., well, it can preemptively look at the weather, and if it sees that there's going to be bad road conditions around that time, it can recommend that you leave earlier. Now, one thing that I actually really like is that there's now natural language searching in both your gallery and in your settings. So say you have like 10,000 photos in your gallery and you're trying to look for a specific photo, but you don't know when you took it. So, you know, typically you just have to like scroll and scroll and scroll and try to find around when you think it was, and hopefully eventually you find it. But now you can just search based on what the photo is about. So like say you're looking for photos of a wedding you went to, you can just search photos of wedding and it will know to bring up photos of weddings. And it does also know to take into account like the photos metadata. So like the date it was taken and the location it was taken at, and I think even tags that you manually added to those photos. And again, this does also work in the settings. So let's say you're trying to change your screen resolution, but you don't know exactly where that setting is. You can just search for how to change my screen resolution, and it'll bring it up for you. Now, I'm sure you guys remember circle to search. That was probably like the biggest AI feature that was released last year, and it's probably one of my, if not my favorite AI feature on smartphones right now. Well, now circle to search can recognize music. So if you hold down to circle to search, then you can hit the little music button and it will listen to music that's playing on your phone, or you can even like hum into your phone and it will tell you what song it thinks you're humming. Gemini can now actually complete tasks for you in certain apps. So instead of just asking a question and getting an answer, you can then have it do something with that answer. So for example, you can ask it about when a football game is, and of course it'll tell you when that football game is, but you can also ask it to then add that football game to your calendar or text that information to a specific person. We also have a few AI features that are now on device, like Portrait Studio and Generative Edit, and this new audio eraser feature in videos. And yes, this audio eraser is very similar to what we've seen in the Google Pixel phones, where it can identify and separate different audio tracks that it finds in your video. So you can just select the background noise and just bring it down, or select your voice and just bring it up. And again, this is done on device, so you don't need any internet connection for it to work. Now, some of you video people are probably gonna like this, but there now is 10-bit HDR video and log video support. And when you record a log video, it also gives you the option to apply a built-in LUT to the video. And this phone now has sketch to image from the Z Fold and Flip 6. However, they changed the name to Drawing Assist now. And those of you who use Smart Select, that's been changed to AI Select. Now, a couple other things, this phone will actually be able to tap to pay to other phones. And in fact, not only other S25 devices, but apparently any other phone, you can just tap to pay somebody. And this phone can now upscale content that's being displayed on the screen. And then lastly, Samsung is, just like before, committing to 7 years of software updates, and the prices are the same as last year. So it starts at $1299 for the S25 Ultra, $999 for the S25 Plus, and $799 for the regular S25. But yeah, that is about all you really need to know about the Galaxy S25 Ultra. And you know, I'm gonna be honest, there were some features that I was hoping for that did not make it onto this device. Like, I literally wrote a list. Let me show you the list of, I literally titled this what I hope for on the S25 Ultra. First of all, I wanted Qi 2 on this phone. As you guys know, MagSafe is awesome. Like, I don't really love using a case on my phone, but because I want MagSafe, I use a case that includes MagSafe. But you know, if Samsung had just added Qi 2, which allows for the same kind of magnets that MagSafe has, then I wouldn't have to use a case to get MagSafe. Number 2, I wanted smooth camera switching, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are aware, many Android phones, when you try to zoom on the phone and it's switching between those different lenses, sometimes it can be a little jittery, a little janky, and based on my very limited testing so far, it's still kind of janky. I also wanted faster charging, but it seems like we still are stuck at the 45 watt maximum charging speed on this phone. And this one was kind of far-fetched, but I was hoping for a smaller Ultra phone, an S25 Smultra would have been so cool, but yeah, I guess we didn't get that either. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about these S25 devices. And again, if you plan on picking one up, I will have those affiliate links down in the description. But anyways, God bless. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for my full review of the S25 Ultra.